The price of freedom. Months had passed since Hiroshi Takeda left his old life behind. The cold winds of winter swept through the mountains, and he now lived in a remote village on the edge of a forest. As a ronin, a masterless samurai, he survived by offering protection to travelers, hunting game, and helping the villagers. But the peace he had hoped for was elusive. Every night, his dreams were haunted by the faces of his comrades and the question that gnawed at him: had I made the right choice? Despite his quiet life, word of his betrayal must have reached Lord Kenta. Takeda knew it was only a matter of time before someone came looking for him. A stranger in the village. One evening, as the sky darkened to twilight, Takeda noticed a lone figure approaching the village gate, a young samurai, his armor bearing the crest of Lord Kenta's clan. The stranger stopped at the gate, his gaze sharp as steel. "I have come for you, Takeda Hiroshi." Takeda studied the boy, no older than 20, with a confident stance but the impatience of youth. His name was Renji, and his purpose was clear. "You must answer for your crime," Renji said, his voice steady but eager. "Lord Kenta offers you one final chance. Return, face his judgment, and restore your honor. Or I will deliver it through steel." Takeda gave a small, sad smile. "You speak of honor as if it were a simple thing." Renji bristled. "It is simple: a samurai serves, no matter the cost." A choice repeated. The villagers, sensing trouble, gathered at the edges of the street, watching silently. Takeda turned to Renji, seeing himself in the boy, the same unwavering belief in duty, the same fire that had once burned in his own heart. "I was like you once," Takeda said. "But honor is not found in obedience alone. It is in knowing when to follow, and when to walk away." Renji scoffed. "Empty words from a coward." He unsheathed his sword. "Defend yourself." Takeda sighed, gripping the hilt of his own katana. He knew that if he fought, there would be no going back, for either of them. The duel of lessons. The two samurai faced each other in the open square. Snowflakes began to fall, swirling like ghostly spirits between them. Renji lunged first, his blade cutting the air with youthful aggression. Takeda parried with ease, his movements calm and deliberate. Renji attacked again and again, but each time Takeda deflected his strikes with minimal effort. It was not skill alone that gave Takeda the upper hand, it was the wisdom that came from understanding both victory and loss. "Why do you hold back?" Renji shouted, frustration mounting. "Do you mock me?" Takeda shook his head. "No, I fight only to teach." With one swift movement, Takeda disarmed Renji, sending the boy's sword spinning into the snow. He pressed the tip of his blade to Renji's throat but did not strike. "Honor is not a chain," Takeda whispered. "It is a choice. And I choose mercy. A new path for both." Takeda withdrew his sword and stepped back. Renji, stunned and breathless, knelt in the snow. The weight of Takeda's words settled over him like the cold wind, heavy, undeniable. "You may return to Lord Kenta," Takeda said quietly. "Tell him I am dead if it will restore your honor. Or tell him the truth and walk away, as I did. The choice is yours." Renji stared at the snow for a long moment. Then, slowly, he rose to his feet. Without a word, he retrieved his sword, sheathed it, and turned to leave. Takeda watched as the boy disappeared into the falling snow. Perhaps Renji would return to his lord. Or perhaps, like Takeda, he would choose a new path, one not bound by duty alone. A quiet life resumed. As the village returned to its routine, Takeda stood alone in the square, the snowflakes melting on his shoulders. For the first time in many months, he felt something stir within him, a quiet sense of peace. He knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but for the first time, he was no longer haunted by the question of whether he had made the right choice. He had chosen mercy, he had chosen freedom, and, in the end, that was enough. The end. This continuation highlights the themes of mentorship and self-discovery, as Takeda passes on the wisdom he has gained. It shows that sometimes true strength lies not in fighting, but in knowing when to stop.